The Don Mattingly Chronicles. Mattingly's bat didn't just smash baseballs out of the ballpark, it also shattered the record books with the precision of a guided missile. This is the Don Mattingly Chronicles. Formative years. Donald Arthur Mattingly was born on April 20th, 1961 in the historic city of Evansville, Indiana. Evansville was where his love for baseball was nurtured and his legend ignited. As the youngest of 5 siblings, Mattingly sharpened his baseball skills while playing wiffle ball at home with his brothers. During these wiffle ball battles, he learned to hit the ball with a sniper's precision, perfecting his aim and showcasing his competitive spirit. In high school at Ritz Memorial, Donnie carried on his love of sports to the next level. He also excelled in football and basketball, playing as a quarterback and a point guard respectively. But young Mattingly knew he was born to play baseball after squaring up against a top-class Cincinnati Reds pitcher and hitting 2 doubles off him. Yeah, you heard that right. Armed with his dad's work ethic and a high school coach who constantly pushed him to be better, Mattingly led his high school team to a 59-game winning streak and also won the state championship in 1978. Didn't take long before he began to attract the attention of scouts, and the New York Yankees came knocking on his door. So in 1979, the Yankees picked him up in the 19th round of the year's amateur draft and signed him to a minor league contract. But hold up, we're just scratching the surface, because in the minor leagues, these chronicles get even crazier. Minor leagues. At the amateurs, he began to swing his way into the hearts of fans one step at a time. First off, in Class A with the Oneonta Yankees, Mattingly began to show everyone who's boss by batting a cool .349. Then the following year, he flexed his muscles in Greensboro, North Carolina, leading the league with an impressive .358 batting average. By 1981, the first baseman hit Class AAA Columbus after ranking in 98 RBIs and dishing out a solid .314 batting average for AA Nashville. Unsurprisingly, AAA was like a walk in the park as he bombed 10 homers and recorded 75 RBIs. 1982, while also showing his defensive mastery. At this point, it was clear that Mattingly was ready to step into the big leagues, forge his glorious path like Yankees legend Yogi Berra. Major leagues. On September 8, 1982, Don made his major league debut in the 9th inning as a replacement for Dave Winfield during a game against the Baltimore Orioles. Although he got his first at-bat 3 days later, he managed only 2 hits out of 12 attempts, 1 RBI throughout the whole major league season. It was a rough start to say the least. He was eventually sent back to the minors to work on his game once more. Fast forward to 1983 when the 22-year-old juggled between first base and outfield. He finally showed that he had blossomed into a top-notch hitter. With a .283 batting average and 32 RBIs, boy was he ready to put on a show the following season. The batting rock star. But manager Yogi Berra thought Mattingly was only good enough to warm the bench as a pinch hitter, claiming he has the kind of stroke that enables him to sit for 3 weeks and still hit. However, Mattingly hated that he had been treated as a reserve when he was hitting .474 at this point. So he fired back, saying, "This is kind of hard to swallow without getting any kind of chance at all. There's no way I can accept that. There's no way I can say, okay, sit back, relax, and do that. I feel I can change their mind or at least make it a very tough decision to sit me down." And indeed, he set out to change Berra's mind. He batted like a champ while also showing his soft hands throughout spring training, forcing Yogi to shift his stance and declare that he would start at first base. As the '84 season began, Donnie's winter ball stint in Puerto Rico began to pay dividends, because before the end of June, he had already smashed 12 homers, something he couldn't achieve in the minors. And it was all thanks to the help of Yankees hitting coach Lou Piniella, who helped him find his power stroke by encouraging Mattingly to keep his weight back while holding his body in balance throughout his swings. The following month, Mattingly made his All-Star debut, but the cherry on top of his season was his wild battle with teammate Dave Winfield for the batting title. Mattingly versus Winfield. Yankees fans were glued to their screens despite their team tanking in the standings. They were only locked in the showdown between the two. With news outlets, fans, team owners in love with their competition, their fierce battle for the hitting crown reached its climax on the last day of the season. Mattingly, who was trailing Winfield by .003, hit 4 out of 5 at-bats while his teammate went 1 for 4 to surrender the batting trophy. Alongside the batting title, Mattingly was top of the American League with 207 hits, 44 doubles, and top 5 in RBIs, while also finishing 5th in the American League's MVP voting. What an incredible journey, right? From a potential bench warmer to the batting god worthy of a standing ovation. Yet Donnie wasn't done, because he took his game to the next level the following season, winning the MVP. Mr. MVP. All of this was made possible by the arrival of speed wizard Rickey Henderson from Oakland. Henderson, who was adept at stealing bases, set the stage for Mattingly to become the ultimate king of the RBI. The first baseman teamed up with Henderson to set the MLB on fire. In his first 83 games of the 1985 season, Mattingly racked up a wicked 69 RBIs to lead the league. Then after the break, he posted a whopping 26 home runs, 48 doubles, and 76 RBIs. Mattingly ended the season with 35 homers and an eye-popping 145 runs, the best by a left-hander since 1949. Add to that was a .324 batting average. As a result, he won the AL MVP title, a Silver Slugger Award, and the first of 9 Gold Gloves. But that's not all. He was smashing records like he was smashing a piggy bank. The record breaker. In 1986, Mattingly was determined to better his 85 season as he consistently conjured up breathtaking performances throughout. He hit the ball a jaw-dropping 238 times and recorded 53 doubles. Those numbers hadn't been seen since the dinosaur era. Just kidding. But those numbers broke records that had been standing since like 1927. Earl Combs held the previous hit record with 231 bombs, and Lou Gehrig belted 52 doubles. Mattingly also won the Silver Slugger and Golden Glove Awards after registering 31 home runs, 113 RBIs, and a batting average of .352. Interestingly, he came second best in the league behind Roger Clemens in MVP voting. The 86 season was one to remember and remains arguably his best year ever, but the following season he experienced a drop in form, a dip, and the streak. The 1987 season saw him hit a rough patch in his MLB journey. In his first 33 games, it felt like he had lost his power stroke as he recorded a measly 240 hitting percentage. However, he did manage to find his groove and claw his way back, posting a .311 hitting average. But then came a back injury that sidelined him for 3 weeks. When he returned, he was back to his absolute best hitting, .370 in 13 straight games. Following that, Mattingly began a crazy streak of scoring home runs in 8 consecutive games. Additionally, his stats during the streak were simply mind-blowing. In 8 games, he smacked 10 home runs, racked up 21 RBIs, batted .459, and recorded a 1.324 slugging percentage. Moving on, after years of battling to make the playoffs without success, and the Yankees roster shaken up to its core, he was made captain in 1991. Eventually, he would get his shot at the World Series in 1995. Mr. October. 1995 saw Mattingly have his first ever taste of the postseason after what felt like forever. Even the New York Times couldn't contain their excitement when they wrote on their sports page, "Finally, Mattingly can become Mr. October." Mattingly made his playoff debut against the super talented Seattle Mariners in the American League Division Series. He led the Yankees to a 9-6 victory with a commanding performance that sent 56,000 fans into a frenzy in Game 1. After 2 games, the Yankees were up 2-0 and the fans were in dreamland. Some even envisioned a sweep, but the Mariners mounted a magnificent comeback, forcing a Game 5. Game 5 was hard-fought between both teams as it went into overtime. The Mariners' Edgar Martinez proved to be the difference between the two as he hit a game-winning double that broke the hearts of the Yankees faithful. Following season, Mattingly stepped away from baseball but didn't retire. Then, in a stroke of bad luck for him, the Yankees won their first World Series in his absence. Absolutely crazy, right? Nevertheless, that didn't stop the Yankees from giving him a befitting send-off when he opted to officially retire in 1997. With his boots hung up, his number 23 followed, making him the only New York Yankees player with a retired number who had no rings to boast of. His records, among others, include 3 Silver Slugger awards, 9 Golden Gloves, 6 All-Star appearances, 1 batting champion, 1 RBI leader, and 1 AL MVP honor. He also registered 2,153 hits, 1,099 RBIs, and a career batting average of .307. The manager. Moving on, Mattingly was a pitcher's nightmare in his prime, smashing balls with precision like his life depended on it. That's why when he chose to hit the ballpark once more in 2003, he became a hitting coach. He brought with him a Midas touch, turning the Yankees into a hitting powerhouse. His mentorship of Jason Giambi was particularly remarkable, raising Giambi from the ashes of failure to the towering heights of success. But despite all of his popularity and earth-shattering numbers after a stellar career, he was never considered good enough for the Hall of Fame. But do you think he should have been in the Hall of Fame? Let us know your thoughts. Finally, we'll leave you with the words of Don Mattingly himself. When you think of me on the baseball field. If you enjoyed this video about the Don Mattingly Chronicles, check out the video on the screen now, or the one we posted below, because we're sure you'll like that one too. Let us know in the comments if there's another baseball player whose journey you'd like us to cover. See you there.